Hi, so today we're looking at an instrument by Journey Instruments, and they've had a collapsible classical guitar out for a little while, and they sent me one to take a look at. So here it is. It arrived in this little tiny box. It's so small. So I'll unbox this thing and put the guitar together. I don't know what it's going to involve, but you'll see at the same time as I do. So let's open this thing up, right? It comes with this little kind of suitcase style like carry case, which it's called the overhead. So I guess put in the overhead of a plane, and it's perfectly sized for that. Even has a little plane picture there. So pretty cool. There's some backpack straps. I guess if you had to kind of like lug this around, you could strap it on your back and go for a walk. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed with like just the bag. So we'll see about the guitar, but like, it's kind of cool that they really thought, they didn't just build a travel guitar, they built one for taking on the plane, and they gave you this cool little case for it. They kind of thought of everything, like even the strings were like in this little like Velcro little part here so they don't like rattle around. Here's the rest of the guitar. Oh yeah. All right. Nice amount of padding in that case. It is just soft padding. I wouldn't want to cram it in anywhere too intensely, but it does have some good padding. All right. This is starting to look more like a guitar. Oh, it even has like a sound portal. That's cool. This looks like Indian rosewood. I'll give you some specs on the guitar in a second. So cool. So here's the little device for fastening the neck on. So it's a threaded thing there. And there we have threaded. It's pretty heavy duty, which it would have to be, of course. But that's pretty cool. I like how this looks. I mean, it looks really fantastic. So I had to loosen the strings a little bit, but I think they're loose enough now. So here's the moment of truth. Just pop this in here. And all right, it's locked in. So you just tighten it up. It's so easy. It's actually pretty awesome. Wow. Pretty super sturdy. This metal strip is fantastic. It doesn't look as pretty as it could, but I mean it's really important that you don't trash the wood. So I mean it's good that they put it there. But this is so cool. So you fasten it in, and when you want to take it out, you push this button and it releases it. But that's it. That's all you need to do is you just go that. Then you have to do a lot of string winding, but I mean, that's a small price to pay, right? And it's pretty cool. It's not light, but it's not too heavy. All the weight is right in this area here, which is like, you wouldn't want it over here because it would mess up your guitar playing. But this makes more sense. There's even a piezo pickup on the saddle, so you can plug it into an amp, which is kind of an interesting extra addition. They kind of thought of everything. Sounds pretty good, I have to say. Like, I'll play some stuff on it in a second, but it sounds pretty great. If someone sends me a travel guitar to review or something, I'm usually pretty skeptical, right? Like, I don't want to review some like cheap little thing. This is not cheap though. This is much more significant. So they put a lot of work into it, and it really does work quite well. Like, that snapped in quite easily. It comes with an owner's manual, but I didn't even look at it actually. It's so intuitive. I just knew how to put it together. The only thing is I had to just make sure I loosened the strings enough. Kind of cool. It comes with Savra strings. That's good. And it also comes with another saddle, a lower saddle. So if you're like more on the steel string side of playing, maybe you'd want like a lower saddle. I'm a classical guitarist, so I'm digging in quite a bit with nails. So I think the way it's set up right now is pretty good. But that's cool. They thought of that though, so that you don't have to go to some dealer and like get it all set up. You can really hear lots of the nice woody tones of the instrument. It's more like, well, it's not just a travel guitar, it's like a real guitar. So that's pretty cool. There's only one, everything looks really great, and I'll tell you what it is in a second and stuff like that, but the one thing that's a little bit weird is this string holder, which probably makes a lot of sense because when you're putting the guitar together, you don't want the strings like going all over the place. So probably a good idea that they put the string holder in here. Too bad that it's like such a cheap piece of plastic because everything else looks pretty much like a real guitar, right? Like you can't really tell. There's this little thing here, but unless you turn it around, you can't actually tell like how that this is a guitar that's can be assembled and disassembled. So why they decided to kind of like use this kind of like cheaper piece of plastic here, I don't know. But nevertheless, I mean, it's probably a great idea to keep the strings just in place because it's kind of like freaky when you first hold the instrument and it's like all apart, right? So let me play a few things for you. Maybe a classic. Yeah, like I said, I think it's like has a very charming sound and it's actually quite warm and nice to listen to. But it's plucky, so it does have like a plucky kind of sound. Like I said, like a 19th century guitar or something like that. But it is a very pleasing sound. Balance is pretty good. Yeah, the balance is good actually. Like the melody comes out. Everything's kind of like mellow. It's like that's the word that I've been looking for actually. It's kind of like a mellow sound, but very pleasing. I don't know if it would be like suitable on the concert stage, but remember, it's like partly a travel guitar and partly it's I mean it is it's not expensive. I mean, it's not like a luthier made guitar like mine's like $7,000. This one is I think more around the $700 range, or like $650 or $700 or something like that. But in general, what I'll say is I really like the sound and I'm very impressed with the guitar overall. Not only is it kind of like a fun guitar, but I think it sounds and plays a lot better than I was expecting it to. I think it's actually quite good. I wasn't expecting much from like a travel kind of guitar like this, but this is actually pretty cool, and I really like it, and I like playing on it too. I like how small it is. Even though the scale length is a full size, obviously the guitar is a little bit smaller. Something about that plucky sound that I really do quite like. So very, very cool. And that's it. That's the, it's the model OC520. So it's the classical guitar model, and it comes with the whole overhead bag and whatnot. And you can just take that neck right off like you saw at the beginning. So pretty cool and very sturdy instrument. And I think it's pretty awesome, way better than I expected. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for a travel guitar. I don't think you could get any better than this. Something that you could, a full-size instrument that you can just take on the plane and put overhead. I mean, it doesn't get better than that for like traveling with an instrument, especially if you want a full-size instrument, so you can really like play all your technique and your pieces as normal. So